Hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly webinar. I'm Dr. Campbell. It is a Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Mountain Time. I'll be your host, as I've been most Tuesdays since we launched this company last year. I want to thank you for being on the webinar. Thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with us, and I hope that it proves beneficial for you. Anyway, I'm really excited about this webinar for a couple of reasons. Just because some of the things that are happening in LifeVantage, they're exciting. This product is exciting. This company is exciting. Where we're going and what we're doing, I don't think we've scratched the surface. I'm excited because it's one of my last ones. I'm going to do one next week at 6:15. Then the disc should be available at Elite Academy. I might do one or two after Elite Academy just to plug the disc, just to get people pointed in the right direction. I'm not looking to get rich on the discs. I just want you guys to have access to them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that way I don't have to host it on a website and maintain it. I can just put it on a disc. It'll come with the PowerPoints that I use, so you can have access to those. You can customize them, do whatever you want with them. So that should happen at Elite Academy. If you're on, I hope you get a chance to get to Elite Academy. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a chiropractor. I've been a chiropractor since 1994. I love being a chiropractor. I've got my beautiful wife Jill, who's my best friend and partner in this business. She's actually right here next to me right now. I've got 3 awesome kids. My son Seth is 25 years old and married. He's got a daughter. I mean a son, my grandson Porter, and I've got 2 daughters, Sherilyn and Jacqueline. One lives in Provo, one lives here at home. All of us take this product. All of us are distributors of LifeVantage. And so it's a family affair for us. We're all in. There's no question about that. I was drawn to this company. Because its philosophy, it rang true with me. It was one of the reasons I became a chiropractor, is because I wanted to engage people in the conversation of making sure you're planning for age. Too many of us in this country, and you look around and it is not getting better, it's getting worse. Too many in this country are just kind of staving off the symptoms with pharmaceutical drugs, eating whatever we want, not exercising, and we are running toward the nursing home. We're literally, well, no, actually nobody's running, but that's where we're all headed. And one of the things I wanted to get people to think about was being 95. I think that one of the the catastrophes that could happen is us to become 95 on accident. I just don't think any of us want to get there on accident. See, we're the best country in the world at keeping sick people alive, and that should scare every one of you. Unless suicide is an option, you do not get to pick when you're going to die. You only get to pick how you're going to live. And for me, when I read things about how we're getting so good at keeping sick people alive, you guys, we have the most doctors and the best doctors in the world right here in this country. We have the most hospitals and the best hospitals and the most drugs and the best drugs right here in this country. And we are getting good at keeping you alive. In fact, I am 45 years old, and when I was born, the life expectancy was 58, 13 more years, and I was supposed to be dead. But now the research shows that I will probably live to be close to 100, if not over 100. And if you're anywhere around 40 or 50 right now, you will probably live to be a lot closer to 100 than you ever thought possible. And that ought to scare you, because like I said before, you don't want to be there on accident. And because we're getting so good at keeping sick people alive, taking a lot of our different medications, they are also in wheelchairs and diapers in nursing homes, not really enjoying what should be the best years of their life. I became a chiropractor because I wanted to engage people in the thought process of being proactive, taking the steps necessary to ensure that you are as healthy as you can possibly be at that age. Because like I said, unless you're going to take your life, that's the only thing you can control. The reason I was drawn to this company, LifeVantage, is because this product and the philosophy of this company mesh exactly with that philosophy. So let's get into it a little bit. What are we talking about? Let's see if I can advance this slide. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, a guy who wrote a book called Chasing Life, chief medical correspondent for CNN, was vetted as Barack Obama's Surgeon General, turned it down, probably makes more money at CNN, says studies suggest that our DNA is for only 30% of how long we live. The rest is up to us. And thanks to cutting-edge scientific research and incredible advances, practical immortality may now be within our grasp. That, my friends, to me is a scary, scary paragraph. Because I would rather not be alive if it means that I am breathing through a machine or wearing a diaper. I just don't want to be around for that, you guys. Dr. Oz, we all know from Oprah, He says aging is really not about preventing disease. Getting rid of heart disease and cancer gains us less than a decade of life. Rather, we need to slow the rate of aging to avoid the frailty that would make longevity less desirable. I want you to look at that last sentence. We need to slow the rate of aging to avoid the frailty that would make longevity less desirable. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to talk about here tonight on this webinar. So let's talk a little about the science behind aging. Okay, let's talk about what ages us. Scientists agree now that aging and most deadly diseases, all deadly diseases related to aging, and most deadly diseases are the result of cellular deterioration due to destructive molecules called free radicals. Free radical damage that causes aging in our bodies is called oxidative stress, the same process that causes rust. In a sense, aging is really our body's way of rusting from the inside out. So we age as a result of the bombardment of these free radicals. These free radicals are everywhere. You might not have ever heard of oxidative stress, but you've all seen it. If you've watched a banana turn brown or a bolt rust, when you throw a bolt outside in the sun, it rusts. That is oxidation. And our bodies, the free radicals in our bodies that cause aging can be measured quantitatively and accurately. You see, when a free radical damages a cell, that cell releases a toxin called a T-bar. And we can measure that predictably. As we age, free radical damage increases. There's no two ways around it. You age as a result of the damage done in your body by free radicals, and there's a lot of them. Now, if you've seen a banana turn brown, you've seen oxidation. We call it rusting when it happens to a Bolt or a Chevy or a Ford. We call it rusting. If you throw a case-hardened steel bolt out in the sun and the wind and the rain, after just a couple of months, it starts to rust. You can't even use it. And that thing is case-hardened steel. These free radicals are so corrosive that they can literally erode a case-hardened steel bolt in a matter of months. Well, we're all exposed to the same free radicals that hardened steel bolt is exposed to, that banana is exposed to. But there's a catch. We're exposed to many, many more, because everybody on this webinar is a chemical reaction, an internal combustion machine, like your automobiles. When you take your car to the gas station, you fill it with gas, and then you burn that gas in a chemical reaction that releases energy and makes your car go, and you have byproducts that come out of your muffler. Well, humans are not unlike that. We put gas, food, in our mouths, and we burn that food in a chemical reaction that releases energy to make us go. And the byproduct comes out of your tailpipe is free radicals. Your every cell, as they respire, as they burn food for energy, create ATP, create energy, these cells release free radicals. Now, you got a lot of cells, so it stands to reason that you got a lot of free radicals. You want to know how many? That's how many. The average person creates 300 sextillion free radicals every single day. 3 with 23 zeros. You can see it's written out mathematically. 3 times 10 to the 23rd. Every day. You woke up with this many tomorrow, you'll have that many again more tomorrow. You woke up with that many today, and you'll have that many again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And if you work out, you create more. If you're sick, you create more. All of these free radicals are capable of punching holes in your cells and damaging your DNA, and this is what ages you. So what are we told we're supposed to do? If another name for these free radicals are oxidants, that's what they're called. They're called oxidants because they oxidize stuff. If another name for them is oxidants, what have we all been told we're supposed to eat to fight the damage done by oxidants? In a sense, slow the rate of cell aging, because that's what people are trying to do when they consume antioxidants, is decrease the number of the damage done by these free radicals in their bodies and slow the rate of cell aging. Going back to that second slide. We're supposed to eat antioxidants. Well, just because you've never heard something before doesn't mean it's not true. And what I'm about to tell you is true. And I want you to ask yourself about anything I tell you on this webinar. With the ease of information and the access of information, the fact that you could get on the internet and find out whether or not I tell you anything is a lie, why would I lie? Just because you've never heard something before doesn't mean it's not true. Antioxidants do not work. I know it sounds crazy. How in the world can that be? They're everywhere. Antioxidants are everywhere. How can that be? Antioxidants are now in your cherry 7-Up. If you look on the front, there's a starburst that says antioxidants. Antioxidants are in your Fruity Pebbles and in your Snickers bars. They stuff antioxidants into anything they can. They're in your drinks. Direct antioxidants do not work, and yet they are everywhere because it is marketing, not science. They're looking for a buck. Here is why antioxidants don't work. Antioxidants don't work because there's a universal law. Let's say the universal law says that any indirect antioxidant, any direct antioxidant that you eat into your mouth, the direct antioxidant that you put in your mouth, is only strong enough to kill one free radical at a time. One antioxidant can kill one free radical. Now they're both gone. The antioxidant and the free radical are both gone. And now you need another antioxidant. Well, you got a lot of these dudes, okay? And you can't eat enough antioxidants, no matter how powerful they are. Any antioxidant you put in your mouth can only kill one free radical. That's it. And you have way, way, way too many. So antioxidants are wholly ineffective at lowering the oxidative stress in your body. Wholly ineffective. And here's something to think about. Last year in a bad economy, we spent over $30 billion with a B on stuff that had antioxidants. I want you to ask yourself, why do you suppose 7-Up pays the money to print antioxidants on the label? Because they know it sells. They know it sells. That's why they do it. Not because it's science. It's marketing. Direct antioxidants do not work, period. And here's the rub. Here's the part that bugs me the most about this, you guys. The companies that are selling you these antioxidants, they are banking literally their money on the ignorance of the American people. Now let me define. Ignorance is simply not having the information. Stupidity is having the information and still doing. They are banking on the ignorance of the American people to the extent that they're willing to pay money to put that label on their 7-Up. They think that we're stupid enough to believe now that 7-Up has some, beneficial side effects. But there's even more, you guys. There are companies out there now that are literally preying on the ignorance of the American people. They put out products. Tell me if you've heard this before. They are putting out products that, super fruits and super juices, berries that come from exotic lands that only grow in, along the tree line of the Himalayas or along the Amazon or in the desert in Africa. And their berries are so strong, their fruits are so potent that drinking one 3-ounce serving of our juice is like having 59 glasses of red wine and 27 pounds of cherries and 16 pounds of apples and 14 bananas every single day. Do you guys realize how ridiculous that is? Do you realize that there is literally no science that supports any kind of a claim like that? Do you realize that not only is that wholly ineffective, not only can that not work and doesn't work, but that your body can only assimilate so much anyway, and what it doesn't utilize quickly sits around in your system, and guess what it does? It oxidizes. That's right. It oxidizes. Those companies are getting people to buy juices and superfruits. It's a bunch of baloney. They don't work. You can't consume enough. So what's the answer? There's got to be an answer, right? Well, let's talk a little bit more first about some science related to aging. I love this slide, something you guys maybe have never heard of. We've got a pathway, a neurological pathway in our body called the NRF2 pathway. There was recently a paper put out. It calls it a guardian of health span and gatekeeper of species longevity. I love that sentence. Guardian of health span, gatekeeper of species longevity. You don't have to read that whole thing, but if you look at the bottom, it says through the combined interactions of the NRF2 pathway, it is the guardian of health span, protecting against many age-related diseases, including cancer and neurodegeneration. We hypothesize that this signaling pathway plays a critical role in the determination of species longevity, and that this pathway may indeed be the master regulator of the aging process. This pathway they're referring to is a genetic pathway, a gene pathway in our cells that we're all capable of expressing. More research about aging. The journal Neuropharmacology, April 2010, says this. You guys ever heard of Alzheimer's disease? Oxidative stress is at the forefront of Alzheimer's disease research. While its implications in the characteristic neurodegeneration of AD are vast, the most important aspect is that it seems increasingly apparent that oxidative stress is in fact a primary progenitor of the disease and not merely an epiphenomenon. Moreover, evidence indicates that a long, dormant period of gradual oxidative damage accumulation precedes and actually leads to the seemingly sudden appearance of clinical and pathological AD symptoms. That is unbelievable to me. They are now suggesting that Alzheimer's disease is caused by oxidative stress, the thing that we're talking about. They're now suggesting, and then you look at the word dormant is quotations, a long dormant period of gradual oxidative damage. In this country, we care about symptoms and lack of symptoms. That's it. That's why. And the only explanation for the mass consumption of toxic, caustic chemicals that we call pharmaceutical drugs. I have X symptom, give me a drug to get rid of the symptom. Does it treat the disease? No. Does it cure the disease? No. When you take a Tylenol for your headache, if your headache is caused by a brain cancer, does Tylenol get rid of your brain cancer? No. I love the word dormant because that means that these Alzheimer's patients did not know that they had oxidative stress. In fact, they probably didn't even know what it was. And they didn't know that it was increasing every day and they didn't know that it was going to lead to them drooling on themselves and forgetting their family on a daily basis. One of the ugliest diseases, wasting diseases that I could think of. It is a long, dormant period of gradual oxidative damage accumulation that precedes and actually leads to the seemingly sudden appearance of clinical and pathological AD symptoms. I love that research, you guys. So let's talk about the answer. My opinion, Protandim, the supplement put out by LifeVantage, the supplement we're here talking about, is the most important supplement that a human being can take. I think I can prove that to you. Protandim contains a unique combination of phytochemicals that signals the body to produce its own antioxidant enzymes that we're going to talk about in a minute that are much, much more powerful than conventional sources of antioxidants from food or supplements. I want you to read that first sentence. Protandim contains a unique combination of phytochemicals that signals the body's genes. You remember what we were talking about here? NRF2 activator. Signals the body's genes to produce its own antioxidant enzymes much, much more powerful than any conventional source of antioxidants from food or supplements. So what happens is when you activate the NRF2 pathway, which Protandim can do, you activate about 500 genes that are collectively called the survival genes. Now, if you care about aging and aging well, I would think survival genes would be good dudes that you'd want to activate. The survival genes have a whole bunch of positive sequelae that happen when you activate them. As a result of activating the NRF2 pathway, the body signals at a cellular level for the cells to start producing these things called antioxidant enzymes. Now, when we were young, we had a lot of these antioxidant enzymes. There's almost 200 of them, 200 different ones, but we had a high level of all of them. Antioxidant enzymes like superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione, PON1, sirtuin, the list goes on and on. And these antioxidant enzymes don't fight free radicals one-to-one like a direct antioxidant does. But when we're young, we have a lot of these guys. And that's why when we look at our children, they're not aging, they're growing. And then they hit a certain point when they stop growing and then they start aging. And every day you're one day closer to death. It sounds morbid, that's the way that it is. But when we're young, we have a lot of these antioxidant enzymes, okay? But what happens is when we hit that age, who knows what it is, skeletal maturity, puberty, who knows, adolescence, I don't know, our body stops producing those antioxidant enzymes at the same levels it did when we were young. And the result is we start to age. Protandim reduces the rate of cell aging to the level of a 20-year-old. After 30 days, Protandim virtually eliminates the age-related increase in oxidative stress among all test subjects. Look at the next sentence. Reducing the progressive trend of cell aging to the level of a 20-year-old. That's what we're talking about. Slowing cell aging. How in the world can I say that on a webinar? How in the world can I make that claim? I can make that claim because the research is conclusive. Okay? The Protandim formula was validated by a guy named Joe McCord. He's a professor of medicine at the University of Colorado. He was not twice, but 4 times nominated for the Nobel Prize in Medicine. He won the Elliott Cresson Medal. Go look it up. It's a very, very prestigious medal won by Orville Wright, Henry Ford, Marie Curie, Louis Pasteur, and Joe McCord. Some of the enzymes we've talked about, superoxide dismutase as an example, was discovered by Joe McCord in 1968. These enzymes are measured in your blood in McCord units named after this guy. In my opinion, he is the father of anti-aging medicine, Joe McCord. Well, let me give you real quick. The reason it's so important, these antioxidant enzymes, is because, like I said, they don't fight fair. They don't fight the way an antioxidant, direct antioxidant does. One molecule of SOD, as an example, can kill up to and including 1 million free radicals every second. And because it's an enzyme, it's not used up in the reaction. It's there to fight the next second, the next second, the next second. Well, if your cells are all capable of producing some of these enzymes, and these enzymes can fight 1 million a second of every minute of every day of your life, what happens is we can reduce the damage done by free radicals, and we can reduce the progressive trend of cell aging to the level of a 20-year-old. Protandim can slow the rate of your cellular aging. Now, here's a newsflash for you. You are all a bunch of cells. That's all you are, is a big glob of cells. And if I can slow the rate of cell aging and you care about your health and wellness, then that's a big deal. Protandim has peer-reviewed literature supporting the statement that I just made, and that's why I get to make it. Protandim has peer-reviewed literature. I'm not going to go into what peer-review means. You can look it up, but basically it just means that it's the building block, the foundation for future science. It's not clinical, supported that we paid for. It's independent research done by independent research and published in prestigious peer-reviewed journals. It is what all research aspires to be. If you're reading research for some company, XYZ Berry Company, and it tell you they got clinicals and it's not peer-reviewed, there's a reason it's not peer-reviewed. All the research that we've talked about on this webinar is peer-reviewed. We have a piece of peer-reviewed research that shows that Protandim can reduce the rate of cell aging to the level of a 20-year-old. If you look at that research and if you look at that graph, even an 80-year-old after 30 days had the cellular aging of a 20-year-old. How can I make that claim? I can make it because the research supports it. Another piece of peer-reviewed research talked about Protandim's ability to increase this guy called glutathione. Now, glutathione is a big dude, and there are a lot of companies out there that are trying that are selling glutathione supplements. Well, that alone is a big, big deal. I'm here to tell you that if the only thing we can do is reduce the rate of cell aging to the level of a 20-year-old for the rest of your life, that it makes it worth $40 and the most important supplement you could take, with this disclaimer, if you care about your health and the health of your family and friends. If the only thing this supplement can do is increase your glutathione, how much? 300% above normal. Glutathione is so important that makes it worth $40 a month plus shipping and handling, and the most important supplement you or your family can take. Glutathione has multiple functions. I'm not going to read this whole. If you look at that last paragraph, it says it plays a fundamental role in numerous metabolic and biochemical reactions such as DNA synthesis and repair, protein synthesis, prostaglandin synthesis, amino acid transport, and enzyme activation. Thus, every system in the body can be affected by the state of the glutathione system, especially the immune system, the nervous system, the GI system, and the lungs. Now, Protandim is right now the only supplement in the world that can raise your glutathione at all, and we raise it 300%. Right now, we are the only supplement in the world that can lower your oxidative stress 40 to 75% in every single person who takes it. And there's more. We've got over 26 scientific studies, not 20, but 26 scientific studies on Protandim underway right now. Some of the studies have been done. We had a study that was done at Louisiana State University on cancer. I'm not going to go into the study. You guys can go online and look it up. I love the internet. But here's what I want to tell you guys, especially for the skeptics out there. There are really, really smart PhDs that work down at Louisiana State who don't own Protandim, who don't work for Protandim, who don't own stock in Protandim, who saw the original research on oxidative stress and said, you know, oxidative stress plays a role in cancer production, so let's see what this supplement can do for cancer. So these LSU scientists get together and they have to convince their universities to spend millions of dollars on a study to find out whether Protandim can have an effect on cancer. And guess what? It can. Go look it up. That alone, I think, tells us just how important this supplement is. It doesn't stop there, you guys. The very, very smart PhDs at Virginia Commonwealth saw the studies on Protandim and said, you know what? Oxidative stress plays a major role in all heart disease. Let's see what Protandim can do for heart disease. So they decide to spend millions of their university's dollars studying our supplement. Not only that, they have to go to their bosses who are very smart and hold the purse strings, and they have to try to get them to invest the dollars of that university into this science. And guess what? They did it. I wouldn't tell you about it if the outcome wasn't very favorable for Protandim. Another study, the very, very smart PhDs at a little university called Harvard wanted to see, said, hey, you know what? Oxidative stress plays a major role in neurodegenerative disorders. Let's see what Protandim could do for muscle dystrophy. And they talked their university into spending their money on that. You guys see a trend here? By the way, that Virginia Commonwealth study on heart disease was eventually published, like all of them, in a peer-reviewed journal. That peer-reviewed journal was called Circulation, and the journal Circulation is the journal of the American Heart Association. A pretty prestigious journal, if you ask me, and the only time a company's whole supplement has been published in that journal. We also have a facial cream with the medicine, with the science in it, not the medicine, with the science. We have a face cream. Your skin is your largest organ, has the ability to absorb the ingredients of Protandim directly into your skin. The skin cream is remarkable. It carries with it all the same research we just got done talking about in a face cream. And anybody who's tried it knows immediately that there's something different about it. Finally, Protandim is patented not by one, not by two, but by 3 composition patents. The last composition patent I want you to read about was not given to us on our composition, but on our composition's ability to do something. And if you read that, it says it's our ability to enhance antioxidant enzyme activity and reduce CRP protein levels, C-reactive protein levels. Now, CRP gives us a snapshot of how much cellular inflammation you have right now. And I'm telling you now that inflammation plays a major role in a lot of diseases. In fact, in my opinion, 10 years from now, nobody's going to give a rip about your cholesterol levels. When it comes to heart disease, they're going to check your CRP levels, find out how inflamed you are. It's a much better precursor about whether or not you're going to have a heart attack. Inflammation is a big deal. Reducing it is a bigger deal. We have a patent on our product's ability to reduce human CRP levels, and if that's the only thing the supplement can do, it's worth $40 and the most important supplement you can take. In fact, it might very well be the most powerful systemic anti-inflammatory that a human being can take, in my opinion. So the next part of this webinar is this is an opportunity. So let me sum up really quick, okay? What we have here, in my opinion, is the most important supplement that a human can take. Prove me wrong. I've been saying that for a year. I've been saying this is the most important supplement a human could take for a year. I've said it to medical doctors and nutritionists and PhDs. I've said it to chiropractors. I've said it to lawyers and carpenters and plumbers and you name it. Prove me wrong. If there's a more important supplement out there, I will take it. I'm open-minded and I want to live forever. But I'm telling you, no one has ever even tried. My email address is drgarycampbell@yahoo.com. If you have a more important supplement, I want to know about it. You email it to me. I'll take a look at it. But I will tell you beforehand that I've spent a lot of time on the internet. I have looked at a lot of research, and right now there is not a supplement out there that even comes close. Not even close. This is easily the most important supplement a human can take. So the next part of this is a network marketing built business. Thank God that it is, because what that does is it allows you and I the opportunity to carve out a little piece of financial freedom for ourselves behind a product like this. Thank God that it is. You guys, network marketing today is more widely accepted than it's ever been. Warren Buffett says it's one of the best investments he ever made, and that's something coming from the best investor of all time. I'm going to answer the question, why network marketing? If the product is so great, why network marketing? 2 reasons. One is simply dollars and cents. The company is a smart company. If you want to sell $1 billion of something, you need to be network marketing. The single supplement in the world today that sells $1 billion a year that is not network marketing, and by the way, it happens in network marketing all of the time. You ever heard of any of those companies? You could throw MonaV up there too. They sell $1 billion. The other reason is network marketing is because it is a product that needs a story to be told, and network marketing is a storytelling business. How many of you on this webinar have ever gone and looked for an oxidative stress reducer at your local grocery store or GNC? How many people have ever walked into a GNC and said, I need a good NRF2 activator? How many people have ever gone into a GNC and said, hey, I need a good vitamin, and that GNC employee said, no, what you need is an NRF2 activator to upregulate your endogenous antioxidant enzymes and lower your oxidative 40 to 75%. You think that conversation has ever happened? It's never happened, you guys. It's a product that needs a story to be told. It's network marketing. Thank the Lord that it is. There's a couple things you need to think about when you do network marketing. One of them is the product. I think this is the most important supplement a human could take. Prove me wrong. And I'll tell you also, if we're now only going to talk dollars and cents, the product is the least important of the 3. If we're talking strictly dollars and cents, the product is the least important of the 3. And I'll tell you why I say that. There are literally dozens of companies out there that sell average at best products that sell $1 billion of it and make people rich. The product is the least important of the three. Now, in this case, we have the most important supplement a human could take. But when we're talking about dollars and cents, this could be rubber dog poop. The product could be rubber dog poop, and we could all make a lot of money if the timing and the compensation plan work. Timing is super important in network marketing. I don't think I can stress enough. It's super important in any kind of business. Go back and give Bill Gates $1,000. How would you like to do that? But you can't. You missed the boat. You just can't do that. Timing is important in any business. It's important in network marketing. Direct Sales Agency says that if you can get to a network marketing company in the first 100 to 125,000 reps, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because it's ground floor. The reason it's ground floor is when that company has 1 million to 1.5 million distributors, you're in the top 10% of that company. I mean, this is not rocket science, right? It's better to be in the top 10% than the bottom 10%. Of AT&T, of Quest, of any company. Not General Motors, but some of the other ones. There's another reason it's a once-in-a-lifetime, and that is this. Network marketing is spread by word of mouth. There's no TV commercials. There's no billboards. There's no spots. It's spread by word of mouth. Somebody told somebody who told somebody who told you, and that's how everybody on this webinar heard about it. Well, there's 330 million people in this country, and it's spread by word of mouth. The chances of you hearing about anything in the top 100,000 of 330 million people is 0.0003. That's the chances. It just doesn't happen to us. It happens in every big network marketing company. They always get their first 100,000. It's just never us. Well, we don't have 100,000 people in LifeVantage, you guys. We just launched in June of last year. We don't have 50. We don't even have 25,000. We might have around 20,000 licensed active distributors in the country today out of 330 million people. Now, if you do the math, that doesn't put you in the top 10% of this company when we hit 1 million. It puts you in the top, what, 1, 2 of the whole company? The chances of you hearing about anything like this in a company this big, 0.0006, to be in the top 20 grand? It just doesn't happen very often. And here's the deal. Whether you decide to do this or not, it's up to you. It's completely up to you. But the one thing, the law of probability, will allow me to make this promise. You will not have another opportunity like this again in your lifetime. I don't know what else to say. You don't have to do this with us, but you better be okay with the idea that if you don't do it and it gets big, you missed out. Okay? You're going to get paid. We've got the most important supplement a human could take. Nobody knows about it yet, and we're going to pay you to tell people. Now, there's a wave coming. You guys, people are going to find out about this. The last thing you need to think about is how do you get paid? The compensation plan. In my opinion, there's only one way to do this business. If you're a business builder, there's only one way to do it. If you treat this like a business, it will pay you like a business. And if you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. And in any business, there's a startup cost. My chiropractic practice cost me $200,000. If you buy a McDonald's, it costs you $2.5 million. Okay? The startup cost of Protandim is $600. You get $535 worth of product at wholesale, and you get marketing materials, newspapers, magazines, CDs, and DVDs. You get the tools you need to get your business working. And the number one thing we want here is return on investment. It's the most important thing. We've got 6 paydays. 3 bonuses are going to reward you and incent immediate growth. 3 are long-term residual income. This is why I got involved. The first 2 are called the Fast Start Training Bonus and the Infinite Fast Start Training Bonus. Put them together. And basically what happens is we're talking about return on investment. I want you to get your money back. When you enroll with Advantage Pack, you get to participate in the Infinite Fast Start Training Bonus and the Fast Start Training Bonus. So that means that when you enroll at Advantage Pack, when you enroll your first person on Advantage Pack, you make $210, and you make that next week. When you enroll your second person, you make $210 the next week, and you make your third person $210 the following week. Now you can do the math. Once you've enrolled 3 people, you're in for free. It costs you $600 to get in. You're going to get $630 in checks. If you put that $600 on a credit card, you've got 4 individual weeks to enroll 3 people, and that's it. Once you've enrolled 3 people, you're in for free because you get the check the following week. I could teach a monkey to enroll 3 people in a week. You'll do what we tell you to do. Something cool happens when you enroll your 4th and your 5th and your 17th and your 81st and your 122nd. You pick up an extra $50. Instead of getting $210, you get $260. infinitely wide, hence the infinite name. The reason that's cool is because when that fourth guy enrolls his first 3, he's going to make 210 just like you did. And that $50 difference goes to you. So you're going to make $50 on the first 3 of their fourth guy. When he enrolls his first 3, he makes his money back and you make $150. When those first want to go make their money back by enrolling their first 3, you make $50 on all of them. So if you can do the math here on that fourth guy, his first 3, you make $150. On the next 9, you make $450. On the next 27, you make $1,350. On the next 81, you make $4,050. And keep in mind that pays every week. That's reproduced on your fourth guy and your fifth guy and your sixth guy. Now think about the psychology of this bonus, you guys. Everybody who joins at $600 has one thing in mind in the beginning, and that is getting their money back when they do. And your fourth person gets his money back, you make $150. And then we go out and help those people get their money back, and you make $50 on each one of them too. And that repeats itself on your fourth guy, your fifth guy, your 81st guy, your 122nd guy. When anybody that you personally enroll makes a 50, you make a 35, infinitely wide. That's hence the infinite name, you guys. It's a great bonus. The next one is the pool check. The pool check is really cool. I don't like to talk about it right now because it's small, but it's cool because it's profit sharing. How many of you guys are going to get to profit share in your company's profits right now? Starting today, you can profit share in the company profits of LifeVantage. We're going to take 5% of all the enrollment dollars put into the kitty every month. If you enroll 5 people, you get a share. But right now, there's some shares that are only $200-300. You guys, we're brand new. But when we've got thousands of people joining every month, those shares will get massive. The next way is the residual income way. We're going to talk about residual income in a second, but it's the long-term money way. This is why I joined this company, for long-term money. I was a chiropractor. I mean, I am a chiropractor. I make good money. But it's not residual. This is the residual part. We are a unilevel plan. There's different kinds of plans. We're a unilevel. Unilevels are the fairest plans. Most unilevels will pick a level, 8 or 9 levels, and they'll pay you that far deep. And anybody lower than that, you don't get paid on. And so what happens is if you got people that are 26 levels below you, what incentive do you have to go help them work? And they do what's called simple compression, which means somebody in there doesn't earn a check, the company gets to keep it. Our plan is different. We pay on 9 qualified levels, but we pay you from the bottom up. So we're going to go to the widest, deepest part of your business and start paying you down there. And we're a dynamically compressed unilevel, which means, the best way to explain it is this. We send out a bottle of Protandim, and we send out 9 checks. The company doesn't keep any of them. And what that means to you, the distributor, is that if you are the highest ranking person in your group, and you should be, you get paid on every auto ship that occurs below you every month, even if they're past your 9 qualified levels. I know it sounds hard, but I've got people that are 27 levels. I got paid on them. I got people that were 26. I got paid on them 25. Got paid on 4. Got paid on them all the way up to level 2 because I'm the highest ranking distributor in my group. You can see how it gets bigger as you go down. The generational match is not new, but what we've done is a lot of companies have a generational match. One of the problems in network marketing in the past has been people would get excited, they'd sign up, they'd get a bunch of product, it sits in their garage, they never hear from their enroller again. They just got drive-by sponsored. They make the enrollment bonuses so big that people don't care about building. So what we're going to do is we're going to take everybody that you personally enroll, and every month you get to add their unilevel checks. If you enroll 10 people, you get to add 10 unilevel checks every month. You get 10% of them, whatever it adds up to. If you enroll 20 people, you get to add their unilevel checks every month. Altogether, you get 10% of them. I've got 37 people I've personally enrolled. I get to add their unilevel checks together every single month. I get 10%. A lot of companies have a match like that, but none have ours. If you enroll 10 people and you get 10% on their unilevel checks, if you could teach those 10 to go out and enroll 5, there's 50 people in the next circle, you get 5% of their checks. If they just got 2, you'd have 100 people in the next circle, you get 5% of their checks. If they got 2, you'd have 200, you get 5% of their checks. If they got 2, you'd have 400, you get 5% of their checks. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. However many people your people enroll, you get 5. Now do the math. Well, first of all, look at this. What this is like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, Everybody knows Kevin Bacon through 7 generations. What happens is if that's you, you don't have to know the superstar. You just have to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who is. And if somebody pops in there and makes $100,000 a month, and it happens in network marketing all the time, you get 5% of that for the rest of your life. The other reason that's cool is it makes it more of a team thing. You might be brand new and not know how to help your 10, but your enroller does, and he gets 5% on your 10. So he's there to help. I love that bonus. The next one is the elite bonus. This is my favorite bonus because I get it. I used to not. Now I get it. We're going to take 4% of the global sales, the global revenue of this company, and put it in a big pool. 1% into each quarter of that pie. We're going to divide the pie into 4 pieces, 1% into each piece. We've got 10 ranks. We start at Pro 10, work our way up to Pro 1, and work our way up to Pro 10. The last 4 ranks, the Pro 7s, the Pro 8s, the Pro 9s, and the Pro 10s, are called elite ranks, and they share the elite bonus. So the 7, the 8, the 9, and the 10s are going to share 1% of the global revenue of the company every month. The 8s, the 9s, and 10s are going to share another % every month. The 9s and the 10s are going to share another % every month, and then the 10s get 1 to themselves every month. Here's cool about this. This gets rid of the whole cross-line crap that goes on in other network marketing companies. You know, you're not in my downline. Why would I help you? I can't enroll somebody in Orlando, Florida because I don't have any leadership in my upline in Orlando, Florida, so those people just have to sit and wait. We get rid of that with this bonus because if you're a Pro 7, Pro 8, Pro 9, or Pro 10, you don't care if that person's in your downline because the second you become a Pro 7, the whole company is your downline. Think about that for just a second. How would you like to have the entire company as your downline the second you become an elite distributor? The second you become a Pro 7, not only is everybody's downline your downline, but everybody's upline is your downline. The whole company is your downline. The revenue that's going on in Japan right now, your downline. Mexico, your downline. The whole company, all the work we've done for the last year, your downline. When we're a $1 billion company only, and I tell you what, I don't think we'll be one. I think we'll be a $5 to $10 billion company easy. You guys, at the $30 billion market, we're the only product that works. Just go look it up. You don't have to believe me. When we're a $1 billion company, that's $833,000 a month into each piece to be split by those distributors. Let me put this in perspective for you. Right now, we don't have any Pro 10s in the company. We've got 3 Pro 9s, 4 Pro 8s, and 4 Pro 7s in the entire company. A lot of times people join network marketing because they say, hey, you know, there's a guy I know making $100,000 a month, and if I could just do 10% of that, I'd be happy. And they never stop to think that in order for guys to be making that kind of money, there's already got to be a lot of people. Well, we don't have those people yet. We're too new. And this is your opportunity to be one of those guys. Like I said before, 0.00003 to 0.00006. That's the percentage. You guys, everybody on this webinar has done nothing short of win the freaking lottery. Whether you cash the ticket is completely up to you. But you will not have something like this again. So this was a no-brainer for me. You guys, the product, easily the most important supplement on the market today, whether it's on over the counter or through network marketing. The timing is stupid, and the comp plan is the best performing comp plan in the industry today. So let me ask you, what is your vision? If you close your eyes and picture what your day would look like if you don't have any money problems and any time concerns, and then you open your eyes and your day is not like that, why isn't it? And when is it going to be? Who is out building your dream? I'm telling you now, if you punch a clock, if you work on salary, if you're an employee, you are building somebody else's dream every day, and maybe after 40 years of work, they'll let you retire on 60% of what you can't live on now. Who is building your dream? This is an opportunity for you to go out and build your dream. You see, I made a lot of money as a chiropractor, but I realized that even as a chiropractor, owning a small business, I was still owned by my business. I realized that I was still exchanging time for money, and if something, God forbid, happens to any one of us where we cannot exchange time for money anymore, guess what we don't have? Money. Residual income is the kind of money that pays you forever for doing something once. You don't think it exists? Ask J.K. Rowling. She wrote that book, Harry Potter, once. She has residual income every time somebody buys it. My daughter's rap friend named H. Wood went to high school with her in Grandview, in Aurora, Colorado. He has got a rap song out on the radio now, makes 10 grand a day at 22. He wrote the song and sang it once. Residual income is what the unilevel plan pays out, and we can all have it. So what is your dream? And if you have the drive to achieve it, we can help you make it happen. If your current job won't get you there, what's going to change? Is your plan to win the lottery in December? Because you just won the lottery tonight. You guys for being on this webinar. Thanks for spending your Tuesday evening with me. We'll do this again next week. If you are brand new, get with the person who got you on the webinar and get on the supplement yesterday if you care about your health. If you don't care about your health, then don't worry about it. If you want to do this business with us, get with the person who got you on this webinar and get on this and get your into business tonight. I'm telling you right now, the wave is coming. Everybody's going to know about this soon. Get in front of it, and it will carry you all the way to shore. But don't take a week. Don't take a month. Do it as soon as you can possibly do it. Take advantage of the unbelievable timing that we've got going here, you guys. Thanks for being on the webinar. I'm going to hit a button, and I'll answer questions.